show industry international once again for an amazing episode. Now, I've been talking about this all week. It's always an extreme pleasure to have my mentor and good friend on the line with us today. Again, as I always call her, the hardest working woman in showbiz. Without any further ado, I have to do my drum roll for the wonderful Dawna Lee Heising. How you doing, Dawna?
Oh, I'm doing great. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be on the show again.
Look, listen, it's always exciting to have you on the show. You know, and I don't say it to take it away from anyone else, but you're like my favorite guest, Dawna.
Well, we've been friends for so long. You know?
I know, right?
And actually, we're both going to be working with LJ soon. So
yeah,
in different capacities. I'm hoping to do some interviews with a few directors that I'm working with for City Beat Live. So that's something new. But I'm still waiting for the studio to get set. So any director who I've contacted, I'm still waiting for the studio to do the interview.
All right, and we all know, and Dawna, look, I always watch your interviews, and I try to take notes and things like that, and it's just amazing the way you talk to people and just the interest in this and the sincerity behind it. You do a wonderful job. You're good at all of this industry stuff. You're a pro.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know that this year I want to concentrate on acting. Mm-hmm. That whenever I'm in a project, I always just publicize the project naturally because that's what I do.
Right.
I've done it my whole life. So I'm really excited about publicizing Mark Savage's new film when he's ready to do an interview. Mark is like my mentor. I mean, it's like I go to him to ask for advice, and he's really been so helpful. He's like a legendary director from Australia, and his films are beautiful. And then he just finished a film with Bill Wilbers Jr. and Armand Asante. So when he's ready to publicize that, I do want to bring him on to City Beat Live.
Right. That's gonna look. I know City Beat's going to be an amazing show going out there. You know, with LJ as well, just having so many wonderful things going on. You guys are going to make a great team. And I'm.
Thank you. Well, actually, I just did my first one, and I did an interview with James Cullen Bresack, and it was amazing to see the growth in this young man. I mean, he's 22 years old,
right.
And I first met him at a Shriekfest festival maybe 3 years ago, and at the time he was doing a film called Hate Crime, which he's Jewish, but he wrote it about this family that it was a hate crime against Jewish people, and he got so much hate mail about it. And then when they found out that he was Jewish and he was making it, then he got even more hate mail. So that was happening at the time I met him. But since then, I mean, he's progressed so much, and he's working with Eli Roth now. He's doing a bunch of. He did a film with Shannon Doherty for the Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
And I just had such a different impression of him just from the pictures I see, because they're all really bloody, and he's always sticking his tongue out.
Right.
In the pictures that I see, that he's just a very, very nice person. I mean, with a great personality. He's very charming, actually, which was the last thing I expected. So It was a really fun interview.
Is that I believe, because I think I watched that video. As a matter of fact, he was the guy you were interviewing on the couch, and I think he had a hat on or something, right?
Yeah, that was. We did that a couple weeks ago.
Right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did I hear him say he did Blood Lake?
That's the one with Shannon Doherty, right? That was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah, he did that one.
Wow, amazing!
He was the youngest director to have a film. God, here I am publicizing him.
I know, right?
But, I mean, he was the youngest director to have a film on network TV.
Yeah, that was amazing. And you know what? You did great. That even speaking again once about about you and your ability to create publicity for people, because even with that Blood Lake, I attempted to watch it once and something went wrong with me watching it. I didn't watch it. And when I saw your interview with him and then I heard that he had made it, I went back that night, Dawna, and actually found the movie and watched it. So,
Oh, that's fantastic.
yeah, I said, wait a minute. And I usually do that though. Like when I hear you speak about something, then it becomes interesting. I say, okay, you know, Don is talking about this. Let me go see what's going on with it. And yeah, that was amazing. Great interview.
Well, it is amazing that he's come so far and he's still only 22.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that was crazy.
And actually, he's the only person actually that I'm interviewing this year where I haven't been in one of his projects. He did send me a script like right after I met him about 3 years ago. And, I had to turn it down. You know, I didn't want to do the role, but
right.
you know, so actually he did send me a script.
Okay. Well, you got.
But anyway, it was great to do his interview.
Right, and then you know, and you still got so many projects in the wind, also, such as even Book of Choices. You know, as a matter of fact, with Chandra.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Book of Choices coming out.
Yeah.
This year, you and I have talked about this, but last year I just did everything that was offered to me because I wanted to. Well, you know, it's like free acting experience too, like
right.
when you every time you act.
Right.
And I also wanted to build my credits, but I was doing everything that came along. And this year, I've been advised by people I really respect, like Mark Savage and like Aki Leung, that I need to do better projects, and I need to be more selective about the roles that I take. And so I'm really trying to do that. And being an obsessive person, it's so hard for me to turn anything down.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm going to have to really force myself to. And I actually am really proud of myself because I did turn down. It's going to be a great film, the film that I turned down, but the role just wasn't right for me.
Yeah.
So I just turned that down a few days ago, and I feel like it was the right decision. And you know, last year I would have been like just killing myself. But this year, you know, if something doesn't happen, I know something else is going to come along and take its place. Because you and I have already, I am going to get back to Book of Choices, by the way.
Okay, no problem.
You and I have already talked about how I started the year, I thought I was going to do this science fiction film that, you know, had a big budget, and that fell through. And then thought I was going to do this, like, action-adventure film. That fell through. But then I did do this great project, and it's called Donna's Time, and it's by the Mikes. It's Mike McCafferty, Mike Stebbins, and Mike and another Mike. Well, so
right.
They call themselves the Mikes, and they do a lot of work for Channel 101, but they're like amazing comics, and they're always on TV. They do a lot of commercials,
right.
And I went out there and I played the character with my cape and my sword, and I was using a real samurai sword.
Yeah,
we
that was
this little video, and it was really fun. It was my first really action adventure film. It was a short film.
That sword was heavy, wasn't it? You had to deal with the real sword. Was it heavy?
It was a real sword. It was so nerve-wracking because it's a real sword. I mean, I could have killed someone with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know, I'll have to wait and see how the video turns out, but it was really fun to do it, and I'm going to be doing 2 roles in the future that are based on that character, so it was fun to do it. But back to Book of Choices. Book of Choices is made of 4 different, well, it's a film, and it's got 4 short stories within it. And I am in the short story called Salvation of One.
Right.
And I'm so thankful to Chandra because it's really the best role that I've done so far, that I've already finished. I did it last May, I think. And Chandra is an incredible director, and she got, I'm hoping, Well, she said she got a really great performance from me, and so I really want people to see this because it'll be a different person than they normally see from me.
Well, you know what, and I know with you sometimes, doing so many different projects, sometimes it's, you might critique yourself, but I've seen the trailers for that also, and you did do some really great acting, as a matter of fact, Dawna, and you were serious, you were focused, that sternness that was there, really dramatic I guess is what I'm trying to say. That's, you got your dramaticness out of you.
Well, I really, those are the type of roles that I really enjoy doing. I mean, I don't think people realize that I was with a theater company for 12 years. Mm-hmm. And when I'm doing something dramatic like that, and I'm really into the role, even my voice changes. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of known for, this high squeaky voice.
Right. Yeah.
which sometimes comes out, and when I'm playing mistresses and prostitutes, it always comes out.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I played enough of those types of characters where I really want to do dramatic roles like a Nora Turner. Well, Salvation of Wine. And so Chandra finished the entire movie, and she's now editing it, and she says it will be done at the end of February, and it will start going into film festivals.
Right.
So I'm really excited to see that.
And you know what, just to kind of touch on your voice, Dawna, a lot of people love your voice. I know it's your voice, so you probably don't realize it, but a lot of people love your voice. And and I don't think that it's just so much as a matter of course it fits into certain kinds of roles, but your voice is wonderful, and I think that you can play, obviously, as you've shown, more dramatic roles with your voice in general, because on top of your voice, your attitude comes along with it, and you have that serious attitude that can come out of you too. I mean, because you're a professional, your business as well, your corporate side kind of comes out when you're in dramatic roles, as well as just that kind of funny side or comedy that you're able to do too.
Oh, well, thank you.
So, yes.
Well, actually, I did shoot one scene for Whitey, and it was kind of rushed, so it didn't really come out the way that I had anticipated it. Mm. But in that role, I mean, it was. I'm not really sure what my role on Whitey is yet, mm-hmm. So I can't really announce it, but I know you'll be talking to Thomas Hennessy tomorrow, right. And I'm meeting with him, so I'll know more about my character. Right. But in the first scene that I've shot, I mean, he wanted a Marilyn Monroe type of person, so I was like talking like this. Trying to get the guy.
Right. And you're talking so low.
That's the voice I always do.
Right. And you're talking really low and stuff. But you know what? Going back to, like you said, about so many different roles. I tell you what. First of all, you're continuously working. You're doing a lot, and I would agree that you probably don't spread yourself so thin, because the roles. Listen, your ability to be able to play powerful roles is really there, and you've shown that. Even just in your years of being in the business, you've shown that. And I think that it is important that the roles that you tend to take now really are of great value. And they should be. And you deserve that, Dawna.
Well, thank goodness I have really good friends who are industry icons, mm-hmm. who can direct me and tell me what to do, because I really manage my career myself, you know, and like I said, being obsessive, it's really difficult to turn down roles that come along. That now I'm working smarter, and with the help of my friends, and I think I am picking better projects. I mean, I work on Whitey because John Savage was a part of that. But then I got on the set, and I realized that playing the role of Whitey, I mean, he is a fantastic actor. I had a series, so I had only seen him as this horrible character. So I just figured that was what he was like. But I have to say, on the set, Donald Watson is the nicest. He's just the most caring person on earth. I mean, I just love him, and I've only met him once. Right. No, I've met him twice now. I did a rehearsal with him. But I mean, he helps everyone with their scenes, and he is a really good actor because he does give really good criticism to people with their scenes. I mean, he didn't have to with me because my scene was just so small in the one that I've shot already.
Right.
That he's just nothing like the Whitey character that he plays.
Oh, okay. But he plays.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do a scene with him because he's fantastic.
But he plays it well. Well, I'm sure you will. I mean, you're a powerhouse. You know, as I say, for a lot of people who, you know, out there listening, some who don't know that, Dawna is really a powerhouse in this industry. You are, though, Dawna.
Thank you.
You know, I know you might be, you know, people, you know, and I'm an honest guy. I'm an honest guy, and I generally, you know, when I'm serious-hearted about something and I really feel that way, I don't pause in coming out and saying it, and that's just my opinion, you know, on the situation. And a lot of people know it, and for those who don't know it, they will find out soon enough if you really pay attention to how, you know, to how this lady does her work. And she's been doing it for years, and it's just amazing. How's the workout coming for you? You're in the gym. Are you still on the pole? Are you still lifting the weights?
Well, actually, you know, my gym is my home gym.
Right.
I have a squat machine. I have a treadmill.
Yeah.
I have free weights in my house. I have a sit-up bench, and then I have a pull-up machine. I have 2 pull-up machines.
Uh-huh.
So what I've been doing, actually, because you know that there's a certain film that an industry legend is doing soon that's going to have bodybuilders in it.
Right.
I definitely want to be in that film, as you know.
That.
I've been working out like mad since December, actually.
Yeah.
So I can finally see muscles in my arms. And I've been working out religiously. I mean,
Yeah.
every day with the weights. And I've found that you can't really build muscle with pole dancing. I mean, I love pole dancing because I'm a dancer.
Right.
Now, I was taking classes nonstop, you know, last year, that I couldn't build the muscle with the pole dancing.
Well,
I just started.
You've already.
I mean, I've got a pole in my house too, so I practice my pole dancing in my spare time, which I have none.
Exactly. What spare time, Dawna?
I finally reached the goals I wanted to in pole dancing anyway. I mean, I wanted to learn how to climb the pole, and I wanted to invert. And I worked so hard learning those that I'll never forget them.
Hey, you know what? And I was going to say, you already have to have muscle to be able to pole dance, I'm assuming. Like, you can't get, like you said, you can't get muscle doing that. You've already got to have some, so you probably already had to be worked out to even do that.
Well, the girls at pole dance, I mean, the ones that are really good, they have really great core strength.
Right.
Because to invert, it took me a year to learn how to invert.
Right.
And it's because I wasn't strong enough in my core.
Right.
And so that's something that pole dancing helped a lot with.
Right.
I mean, you know, if I had all the money in the world and I could take all the classes that I wanted, I would continue to take pole dancing. But I'm also, like, I took a bunch of kickboxing classes, and I took a break because I was working on so many things. And I'm going to go back to it next week.
Right.
But kickboxing is something that's going to be, that is something that I need to do for 2 leads that I'm going to do. One's in the summer, and then I'm not sure when the other one's going to be. But I just got cast in a film called Flaxen, and I just talked to the director yesterday. His name's Charles Bailey. I'm really excited about doing that. It's based on the cartoon Sundar the Barbarian.
Oh, wow.
And I just watched a documentary on it, so it's going to be great. And then I'm doing, and it's an action-adventure sci-fi film.
Right.
And then I also was booked for the lead in a film called Carlos Dunn's Allenby. And so that's another action-adventure film. And it's kind of like, it's the same type of role where I'm wearing the costume with the samurai sword.
Yeah.
Both of them are going to be like that with different costumes, of course, but they're action adventures, and those are roles that they were like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow to me.
Oh, wow.
And so I feel very blessed to now have two to look forward to this year.
And you know what?
And
just
both by great filmmakers.
and sorry to cut you off, but just to cut in, because we have so many listeners from a lot of different places, and I had to put this. I wanted to say this because there are some people out there who might have a slight shade of ignorance or tunnel vision or something. When we talk about pole dancing, don't get it confused now. We're not talking about stripping, okay? This is not... I had to say that because some people just don't know the professionalism of things or the business. We're talking about a normal form of dancing, more like an art and professionalism, okay? So after this interview, don't go try to start finding Dawna and adding her and everything else, thinking,
Actually, we've talked about this. I mean, it's like I've never done porn or anything.
Right.
I take pole dancing in a pole dance studio, and actually, we did film in a sex club for Steve Oakley's Natural Born Filmmakers, because he got the club. That's the first time I've ever set foot in a sex club. I didn't even know what they were.
Right. And I just...
But some person added me to a list called Unsexy in Porn, which I don't appreciate on IMDb, but I can't get myself taken off. But my friend Mindy Robinson is on it too, and she's like the top of everything right now. So she told me just not to worry about it, that any PR is good PR, and these people that want to be internet trolls, they don't realize that they're just making you more popular by adding you to these lists.
More publicity, I know. Since the last time we talked about that, as a matter of fact, I had got added to a few different crazy lists myself. And I couldn't figure out how they even go about doing that. I thought they had to actually ask you if you wanted to be part of a certain club or something or a group. But what I'm starting to notice is that you can look up it and you're just added. And I went through the same thing. I tried to...
On IMDb or on Facebook?
No, just regular Facebook. I get added.
Okay, yeah, people always add you to groups on Facebook.
Yeah, and it's like crazy, and I'm like, hold up now, you know what I'm saying? I didn't put myself in there, and you can't even really go in there and comment or say anything, because no matter what you say, even if it's regular, then it goes across that you shot a man. Oh man, it's just crazy. So I don't know.
I know, yeah, but you can leave the group on Facebook, so that's the good thing about that. On IMDb, you're just stuck with it.
You're stuck.
Luckily, I've got this other guy put me on his good list. I'm on like 3 good lists now, so I'm really grateful for that, for those people, for the nice people that aren't internet trolls and who want to give me good publicity. I'm very grateful to those people.
Right, understandable. Are you able to talk about Natural Born? Is that still gonna come out, or?
Yeah, actually, that film is almost done. Steve Oakley is still editing it, and it's already going to be in the Action on Film Festival next August, and it's going to be in the Fantastic Horror Film Festival next year. So it's already in 2 festivals, and it hasn't been finished yet, but it was a really fun film to make. Domiziano Arcangeli, who's an international superstar, was in it. So I can't wait to see how it turns out. Wow,
I know that's going to be amazing. The other question. First of all, I wanted to compliment you, like you say, with the short film you did where you have the cape and the sword and everything like that. Those pictures, and I know we're kind of bringing up somebody else here, but those pictures of you look amazing.
Thank you.
You're looking like a princess warrior in those.
Well, that's the image. Well, actually, Charles said that's what he wants Flaxen to look like. So it's really great that I came up with that costume, and I did it for the Dawna of Time video, because Mike Manischewitz and Mike McCafferty came up with the concept first. And so that's where I already had the swimsuit, because I'm a bikini model, so I had the swimsuit, and I had the belt, but I had to get the cape and the sword and the boots and all of that. So that was put together for Dawna of Time, but it turns out that it's perfect for Flaxen too, and I have a feeling that Carlos Dunn's Alan Bain, the costume will probably be something like that too. Because I've always wanted to do an action adventure film. And one of my goals for this year too was to be in a science fiction film.
Yeah.
And I can't talk about it yet, but I just got cast in this great science fiction film. And I'm so excited about it. I'm hoping that the next time I talk to you, I can announce what it is.
Yeah.
That I also signed up for a science fiction workshop by Mark and Elaine Zickery, and it's going to be next Sunday.
Oh,
so
wow.
I can't wait to take that. So I'll learn more about the science fiction industry. And I mean, they're like experts in the field, in the science fiction field.
Yeah, you know,
that's the reason why I signed up for the workshop.
And like you said earlier too, you know, that one project that we can't speak about right now. But I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to both of us being lucky enough to work together in that film too. So I've got my fingers.
That would be really wonderful because Ted is affiliated with Michael Mayhall, and I don't know if I can announce that either. But he's in Las Vegas, and he's doing a great film. Yeah, I probably shouldn't talk about it.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
Anyway, there are big things happening in the future. I'm really excited about Flaxen and Alan Bain because those are for sure. I'm so honored and privileged to be working with Mark Savage in Circus of Dread. I think I told you I'm playing the Snake Woman in that. I'm not sure when that's filming. It will be later.
Wow.
I am going to be playing Alice in Happy Ending with Phil Condit and Maria Olsen.
You know what?
Maria Olsen is fantastic.
Do you have so many projects sometimes, Dawna? I mean, look, there's so many projects coming up that you can't speak about, and then there's just so many projects that you've already done. Do you just forget sometimes about everything?
I haven't done Happy Ending yet. They're still raising funding, but I've been cast in it for a while.
Holy cow! That's why I call you the hardest working woman in showbiz. And let me ask you. Because as you spoke about before, you know, being a bikini model and things like that, and, you know, winning so many awards in your past in just different pageants, with all the work that you do now in the film industry, which was a bit of your goal, can you see yourself ever finding time that you might, I should say, win any more awards or go into any more pageants, or is that, you know, you got to kind of put that behind you?
The pageant thing, I won a Miss Galactic Film Festival for LJ last August, and I did that because it was a film festival. I don't see myself doing any more pageants, but it was wonderful when I was doing them. But my what attracts me now is film. Yeah. So you know, I was really happy to win the Miss Galactic Film Festival award, and it opened up the the genre of science fiction to me.
Right.
So that's something I'm really grateful for. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to go out for things like that anymore. I'm still modeling for Bikini Magazine, and I love modeling, so I'll do it as long as I can, and as long as my body holds out. But as far as the acting, that's something that, well, when you and I met, I don't think I was doing it. I think I was still the director of marketing in technology. You know, I mean, this was years ago, and I was doing the show. I was doing interviews with other people who were acting because at the time I had to take a break from my career and, you know, and really go out in the business world and make money.
And you,
So it's been a blessing for me to come back to the acting industry and to be successful at it, and as successful as I am at it now, but it's like I do want to be more successful. I want to do better films. I want to do bigger roles, which I have planned for this year. So, you know, there's never going to be a time where I don't set more goals.
Of course, you're always setting goals. Look,
but I have to, otherwise, you know, you always have. I'm a very driven person, so you always have to strive for new goals if you reach those goals. When I first met you, I don't know if I ever envisioned myself acting as much as I am now.
Now
that I have done it, I want to ask more and I want to do better things.
Look, I tell you what. Listen, you can't. I remember years ago when you had first said that this was your goal that you had set to do more acting. But listen, I had no idea, Dawna, that you were going to go out and do the amount of acting that you did. I mean, you did it, and for a lot of people, I have to say you did it in not a very long period of time. It took you no time, and you were out there. But I think that comes from your understanding of this business too, Dawna. And I think a lot of people have to respect that because, look, as I said before, you really know what you're doing. You were in this industry before, so you knew how to go about it.
But the industry is just so different from when I was in it before. I mean, when I was in it before, you had to really rely on your agent to get you out there, and the roles or the projects that I worked on were all good projects because there were only like the 3 networks and the films and like Blade Runner. I mean, how much better can you get than that?
Right.
But I had a really tiny part in it. So I had tiny parts in great projects. But when it came back 3 years ago, it's like anybody could make a film.
Right.
And so it was really different. And so and that's why I ended up, it's like I was still kind of in the mindset of before where everything was a great project, so I just took everything.
Yeah.
So when I first came back, I wasn't really prepared for the fact that everybody could make, or anybody could make
a film. Right.
And then luckily I met Jared, and I was in a lot of his films. In fact, this film that he's shooting now is the first film that I won't be in, so I'm a little sad about that, but I'll always wish the best for Jared, and I'm still his publicist.
Right.
Publicizing it. But, thank God I ran into really good filmmakers. I was very, very lucky because I did it all on my own. I mean, I didn't really have a manager or an agent I have an agent who was my agent way before, but he doesn't really send me on interviews because these days I get most of my roles from networking and from knowing who I want to work with or what projects I want to work on.
Can you imagine could you imagine, and I say this myself, but can you imagine if you were somebody's agent? I mean, when you think about just all of the projects that you are able to network and all the people and just get involved with yourself, can you imagine, Jared's a lucky guy to have you as a publicist. Anybody would be. I mean...
Well, I think he's lucky. I mean, he's won a bunch of awards.
Yeah.
Jared's also brilliant. I mean, he's young, too. He's like 28 years old, so he's just at the start of his career. And I know that he's a very serious filmmaker. He started with lower budget projects, but he's moving his way up there. So, but it has been really fun helping publicize Jared's films. And he's done me so much. He's given my career such a jump start just having me in his films. So now the horror industry knows me.
Right.
And I'm hoping that this new science fiction film will have people in the science fiction genre, and plus this workshop that I'm going to will let the science fiction people know who I am, because I was with a theater company for 12 years, so I can act. So that's not something that I really have to prove to people, because I can just go in and show them.
Right.
If they need an audition.
Us being friends, we can joke like this. So I'm gonna ask you this question live on air. What do I have to do to step up my game to get you to be my publicist, Dawna?
Well, I am your publicist, actually.
Yeah.
I'm part of your show, so I am your publicist.
Exactly. Right. Look, you know what? Good. And I just like to hear you say that sometimes. You know what I mean? Because.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll ask you. You've never asked me.
Oh my God! Are you serious? Is that what?
You want me to?
Oh my God! I can't believe you have to ask me that question. Holy cow! I wouldn't have.
Well, because actually, I will. I'll go ahead and add you because I do plan on us working together on this unnamed project by this unnamed legendary filmmaker.
Right.
You know, so, I don't even know if you've told your listeners about
no.
Changing your life soon.
You know what? No, as a matter of fact, I hadn't. I tell you what, when you and I were talking about that a few minutes ago, you mentioned it. I started to let it out then, but I didn't do it, and I didn't know if I should have. But yeah, if I tell everybody, it might as well be along with you. But yes, I have plans to leave the East Coast and go out to the West Coast where I can be closer to you, Dawna, and do more work. Myself and Lee are coming out there, as a matter of fact, and that's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, and this is so great because there's so many films being made in Las Vegas. And the legend that we're talking, well, I shouldn't say this, because that's really unnamed. But Michael Mayhall lives in Las Vegas, and he has a place that I can stay at. But like if I film in Nevada, I would love to stay with you, Keith.
Oh, yeah, look, we already talked about this. Of course. Our home is your home. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we have to get you involved in the last day of school too.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what? Not just that too. We speak about Vegas, but not just Vegas. There's going to be a lot. I'm going to be doing a lot of work out there in California, as well. So you'll be out there where I'm at, and then I'll be out there in California also. So,
okay. Well, that's great. Well, you're going to be talking to Thomas Hennessy of Whitey tomorrow. Look, goodness well, I'm not coming out there and not go to California now. And I'm going to tell you the truth. No. Well, yeah, I know. You'll come and visit, too.
Right. Well, you know what? And to be honest with you, the amazing part about it is, if it wasn't for the unknown project, we keep calling it the unknown project, but if it wasn't for that, I probably would just land in California. And to be honest with you, that's probably how it's going to work out for me. I'll be in Vegas for a while, but I'm going to end up totally moving to California. It's just that I probably have to be a little closer to Vegas at that time. So that's good because we'll work together in Vegas, and then by the time it's time to go back to California, I'll be living out there.
You know what's really funny though is that I live in California. So there are a lot of projects out here, but I find myself now being booked on projects that are shooting elsewhere. Like I'm supposed to be doing one in Detroit. It's past due with the great writer Ben Perry, and it's supposed to be directed by. It is going to be directed by Robert Conrad of the Wild Wild West. So that's in Detroit. I'm doing a film called Mouthpiece with Jack Carrington and Dr. Richard Tavernero and
somebody.
Yeah, his last name is Kelly. I'm having and he's the whole star of the film. Mr. Kelly is the whole star of the film. In fact, Dr. Tavernero is writing a novel about Mr. Kelly.
Right. Oh,
because
okay.
He used to be a lawyer for the mob and then for a prostitutes union, and that's what Mouthpiece is about. It's going to be a series of 3 films, and it's a great project, and they're still funding that.
Oh, wow.
But that's in Atlanta, because Georgia is turning out to be a hot spot for filmmaking.
And I keep hearing that. I've been hearing that lately as well, that Georgia is turning out.
Georgia's huge.
Yeah, I've heard about it for so many years as far as maybe the music industry. And
it's Robert Kelly.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
It's Robert Kelly, and he's the star of Mouthpiece.
Oh, okay. And that's going to be great. So maybe one day you'll end up, but it's good to get these projects other places too, because it gives you the versatility. It gives you a chance to get away. How do you enjoy traveling like that though?
I love traveling, and the harder part is having a place to stay. Like when I did work in Las Vegas last year, my husband just booked a hotel, and so it was, and Las Vegas is such a fun place to be at anyway.
Right.
But if you shoot multiple days in a film, then you need to have places to stay, and so that's why you need to work on projects that will fly you in there and have a place for you to stay.
Right.
And so those are, and when you do bigger roles, you know, those are the things that you look at. See, a lot of the things, I'm not sure if I should really say this. I mean, Actors Access only takes paying projects. So Actors Access is one I've always been on, but some of the other casting services, I found that most of the projects that, like, I did the Torn Apart video from Bastille.
Right.
I was asked for by the director on that.
Oh.
So it wasn't anything I found on these casting services, and a lot of times you can't tell what a project is from casting services other than Actors Access.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you just kind of.
So that's another reason why I ended up doing everything.
So
because you can't really tell.
Yeah, and then you get booked on, and it's like
until you know the business. This business is a very, very hard business. There's so much up and down. I mean, even when you think you've made it up a notch, then you get knocked down again because you realize you're not as big as you thought you were.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, it's just a really up and down business. And so you have to keep striving. For someone who's driven like me, it's a great business to be in because it gives you goals to always reach.
Well, you know what?
And it's like, I mean, I've been in the pageant business and the acting business, and I've dealt with so many internet trolls in my lifetime that, you know, I have a really tough skin.
Well, you know what? That you know, in this business that we're in, though, that's how it is, Dawna. They build us up to tear us down, and you know.
But there's so many people that are just waiting to tear you down, or even filmmakers, you know, who will cast you and then just like, you know, the project won't happen.
Right.
You know, you think it's going to be your big break, and then it just never happens.
It never. Yeah.
I mean, I'm running into that sort of thing now too, because the roles that I'm getting cast in are really important to me. You know, before if it was just like a small little role and something I didn't care about, then, you know, it wouldn't break my heart. But if it's like a big budget film where I'm really counting on being in it, like what happened at the beginning of the year to me, it really broke my heart, and it took me a couple of days to get over it. But then I just thought, you know, I am just going to put myself into another science fiction film then.
And it's always good when you
better on my own.
Right, exactly. And it's always good when you can do that too. And honestly, I don't think that anyone will really ever be able to break you down, Dawna, because, you know, if any door ever closes on you, there's always like 3 more that open up for you. I mean, you're in a great position. And
that's true. In show business, there's always another door to go to. You know, it's just when someone makes you trust them, and you do trust them. Yeah. And you really think that they believe in you, and maybe it turns out they were just after you, or, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Well,
that's a little, you know, because I don't let very many people close to me.
Right. And what they'll find.
I'm married.
Of course, right. And
I mean, it's like I don't trust very many people either in show business or on Facebook or anywhere else. Yeah. Because I am married and I'm a businesswoman, so sometimes I can see through people, but sometimes I can't. Right.
Well, they'll learn if they don't respect you, they'll learn the hard way. Show Dawna Lee Heising respect, because if you, it's true. Because if they don't, you know, because a lot of people get fooled by the, you know, sometimes by the voice or the laugh or just the, you know, the open attitude. But then when they come at you wrong, then they find out very quickly that, listen, Donna's not to be taken for a joke at all, and that's proven. And you have the credentials and the people.
I mean, I don't believe in. You know, I don't believe in wasting time and getting revenge or anything like that. I believe in just moving on.
Right.
And just getting bigger and better, or going after the bigger and better people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, so actually, you know, everything that happens for a reason.
Of course.
And it's just good to, you know, just keep driven and just keep staying positive. And that's one great thing about the new science fiction film that I'm in. The director of that is so positive. I've only recently come to know him, but I respect and trust him already.
And that's good.
So anyway, you know, I am your publicist.
Thank you. You know, I've been sitting here thinking about that ever since we said it. I've been listening to everything you say we were talking about, but that's just like been in the back of my mind. I'm amazed by that. And you know what, too? And I, I'm gonna say this to you, and you know exactly what I mean, because I know that we're gonna cut it a bit short, just because if we don't, we're gonna tell a lot of secrets, Dawna.
I know. I keep the secrets. I mean, I'm even meeting with Thomas Hennessy tomorrow, so to
Right.
what my part is.
Exactly, right? And he's going to be able to show tomorrow and everything else. Look, it is wonderful because, like I say, Dawna, one thing I love about, when you come on the show, we talk. We talk and we really just catch up, and that's an amazing part about it. And look, this is your home. Look, you already know anything and everything that I do, you are involved with. I know you're busy and you have a lot of things to do yourself, but I'm here. I am you, and
I can't wait till you're here and we're working on that unnamed project together.
Oh,
Okay. So anyway, I'll talk to you as soon as I can talk about the science fiction project. Definitely.
Okay.
I'll come on again.
All right, Dawna, and look, all I can ever say is it's never goodbye. I'll be talking to you soon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Keith.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, Dawna. Oh, man. Once again, that was my good friend Dawna Lee Heising. Wonderful, amazing model and actress. Again, I call her the hardest working woman in showbiz. A lot of projects. I'm glad we were able to catch up with her, and she took time out to talk on the Keith Harris Show, Industry International. Do expect to hear more from her as well, more about the upcoming projects. We'll be letting a few cats out the bag about some other projects that we'll be doing as well. Also like to send a huge shout out to Lee Stroud as well, which is our best kept secret. So, look for more things. We'll be talking to her as a matter of fact soon. As a matter of fact, Lee, if you're listening, we might have to get you on the show for an interview as well. Okay, coming up soon. But listen, once again, it's been a pleasure having everybody worldwide tuned into the Keith Harris Show, Industry International today. It's always a blast. We bless. We couldn't do it without you. We never want to know what it feels like to try to do it without you. Make sure you always stay tuned into the hottest radio station on the net all around the globe, and that's that. Once again, big shouts out to Dawna, the whole West Coast, the whole Hollywood. Shouts out to the North, South, East, West, everybody in NC, DC, Toronto, Canada, and just all over the globe. All right, we're going to get back into some more music right quick. I'm your host, Keith Harris, host of the Keith Harris Show, Industry International. We'll